Hello, my name is Miss Kelly and I am one of the principal teachers in St Mark's Primary School. Part of my role is to look after the primary ones and twos in St Mark's, and as well as that, I am also overseeing the transition for your children from nursery into primary one. I've put together an online presentation so that you can refer to this as many times as you like over the summer, and hopefully it will be of some use to you. Whether you are a first time parent and this is your first experience of your child going to school, or whether you have had numerous children already attend St Mark's, hopefully some of the information on our flip chart today will be useful for you. So we've been really lucky this year that we have managed to have really valuable transitions with your child's nursery, whether that be through meetings with staff members or whether that be through phone call appointments or visits to your child's nursery. It's been really great this year to get to know your child, and also with our two induction afternoons as well. It's been great to have your child attend and visit our school and also visit their classroom and meet their teachers and their other children who will be in their class as well. So it's been a really successful transition, and we hope that you feel the same about it as well. We hope that this will stand your child in good stead for being prepared to start with us in August. So there are lots of practical ways that you can help to prepare your child for coming to school. The first one here, I am happy to be away from my parents or carer. This is something that when your child comes to school, they will obviously be in school with us and they will be away from you for a little bit of time. It's important to have those conversations with your child over the summer holidays, where they're maybe used to spending lots of time with you. And during these times in school, although they will be away from you, they know that you'll be back for them. They know that it's a temporary time and that when that bell goes, they will see you again and they're able to share their experiences with you. They're able to have those conversations with you as well. So again, there are many practical ways you can help your child to prepare for coming to school. These ones here are more practical ways in terms of personal hygiene. So the first one here, I know when to wash my hands and can wipe my nose. Your child will regularly be washing their hands in school, and it would be really useful if you can help your child to show them how to wash their hands properly and work with them at home to do this, so that they're able to do this independently and they feel comfortable doing this in school as well. In school, we have an abundance of tissues, and it would be really useful for you to encourage your child to wipe their own nose at home, again, to prepare for that, being independent and doing that in school. Our second point there is I can go to the toilet, wipe myself properly, and flush unaided. As you know, in school we have a different staff ratio in terms of how many staff we have to how many children we have. It's different to what your nurseries currently have. So it's really important that your child learns how to go to the toilet themselves, how to wipe themselves properly and to flush unaided. And this is something when your child first starts primary one, we'll show them the toilets, so they're very familiar with the toilets, and it'll be very similar to their nursery toilets as well. And children will be able to go when they ask to the toilet, as well as at break times and lunch times as well. So working with your child over the summer holidays to make sure they can do this themselves is really important. And even things like buttoning up their trousers, something that would be really useful would be for them to, if you're thinking about uniforms, perhaps to think of an elasticated waistband just to help them with pulling up their trousers or pulling up their skirts. This can be a really practical tip to help your child when they're going to the toilet as well. So on to our next point there is I like interacting with other children. It really helps your child when they're interacting with others to learn how to create friendships, how to share, and also how to be resilient if perhaps other children don't necessarily want to do the activity that they want to do at that point. This is something that we work on a lot in primary one, developing friendships and learning to turn take, learning to collaborate and cooperate with others. So over the holidays, it would be really useful to look for opportunities where your child can interact with other children. For example, organising play dates or going to the park, or meeting family where they have opportunities to play and to interact. Our second point there, I enjoy learning about and exploring new things. This is something you will have been doing since your child was born. You will have been teaching them about lots of different things in their homes and in their environments. And it's just a point to make there about when you are out with your child, always try to seize those opportunities to help them to learn. So, for example, if you're in a supermarket, you could be looking at different items or different colours of things and drawing their attention to it. Or in the environment, perhaps looking at bus stop signs, looking at numbers, looking at sounds, or even recognisable logos like McDonald's or Asda or Tesco. All of these things can help your child to explore new things in their environment as well. Something in primary one that we work on a lot is encouraging your child to recognise their name. And it would be really beneficial if your child could have a go at recognising their name before coming to school. When they're in school, they will be able to recognise their name as it will be on their jotter. It's also going to be on their peg where they'll hang their jackets and their bags, and perhaps also in class charts and different things. So it's really important that your child is able to recognise their name, and this is something perhaps before coming to school you could try to work with them as well. On that note, please ensure that your child's all of their clothes, their belongings are labelled, even things like their water bottles and their lunch boxes. As you can imagine, we have children who perhaps forget cardigans and jumpers from time to time, and it's really easy to identify them if they have their name on them, but it's very difficult to get it back to the right child if their name is not on it. So please have all of their things labelled as well. So number 3 here, I like to read stories and look at picture books. It's really important to read with your child every day. Things like looking at the pictures in a book, asking them questions about the characters or what's going to happen next, or what they think could happen after the book. Maybe they could create their own story afterwards. These are really useful conversations, and they really help to encourage your child's imagination, to develop their imagination, and really kind of give them that love of reading from a young age. If perhaps you don't feel confident reading with your child, there are lots of ways, for example, using audiobooks, where you can play a book and you can listen alongside your child and even pause it at different points and perhaps ask them some questions or have that discussion as well. So our next 4 points here, our first one is a really important point. I have a good bedtime routine, so I'm not tired for school. As you know, the school day starts at 9 a.m. and there is a soft start from 8:45 each day where your child has the opportunity to go into their classroom, get themselves organised and ready for the day and be ready to start for 9. As you know, it's really important that your child feels energised and awake in the mornings to be ready for the day ahead. And establishing good bedtime routines is really important. Perhaps even to establish these routines over the holidays where you're encouraging your child to go to bed earlier and waking up a little bit earlier so that it's not a shock to their system when they first start school in August. This can have a real impact on their day as well if children are feeling tired. And as well as this, it's really important that you encourage your child to have a good breakfast in the mornings so that they have the energy for the day ahead as well. Our next point there, I can share toys and take turns. And again, this is something they will have worked on a lot at their nursery, and also will be continuing to work on in primary one as well, where they'll have lots of opportunities for free play, for interacting with others, both in the classroom and out with the classroom. Something that could be really useful to work on over summer again would be to sit down with your child and to play some games with them. For example, things like snakes and ladders, games like Snap, or any type of board game of any sort. This encourages your child to know that they have to take their turns, that there's others that have turns as well, and it builds on their patience too. So encourages them to know that in a game that they have to wait for others as well as take their own turn too. And it's an enjoyable way to interact together as well. Our next one here, I am able to sit still and listen for a short while. In Primary 1, we develop a playful pedagogy approach to learning. So your child will have opportunities to learn as a whole class with their teacher. They will also have times where they will have teacher time. So perhaps they will be in smaller groups working with the teacher. And they will also have times where they'll be completing different targets and tasks around the class. Perhaps some literacy or numeracy based targets to develop their number recognition and their letter formation and their letter recognition. And as well as that, they will also have time where they are independent and they can choose different tasks. So it's really important that your child is able to sit still and listen for a short while of time. This doesn't include being in front of a screen. So what we would be recommending would be encouraging your child to maybe sit at the table and complete an art activity, a drawing, something like that, or encouraging them to complete some jigsaws, things that require their concentration and will help to develop that focus and concentration as well. And lastly, in this page here, I'm happy to tidy up after myself and can look after my things. And again, this is something in school we really encourage, where children are responsible for their own belongings, and it's important for them to take pride and care of those belongings too, and to help to tidy up their classroom. So again, at home, you could be encouraging them to do these things as well. So our first one here, I can follow instructions and understand the need to follow rules. And again, this is one in Primary 1 where when your child will first come in, they will get to know very quickly the routines in the classroom. They will get to know where to line up. They'll get to know where their playground is, where the lunch hall is. And it's really important that they understand the need to follow these rules to keep everyone safe and happy. I am able to ask for help if I don't feel well. Again, children are supported with this in Primary 1, but again, it's important to encourage your child that if they aren't feeling well, to let somebody know, and this is something that we keep an eye on as well, and we're very aware of too. Our third one there, I can use a knife and fork and open my lunch on my own. And in school, children will have the opportunity to order from our lunch, our canteen. Our menus are always put on our school website before it, so you can even talk to your child if that's something you choose to do. Choose to order from there. You can have that conversation with your child prior to them coming in to perhaps choose an option for that day. And if, for example, you wanted to send them to school with a packed lunch, please make sure that they can open their packed lunch. So practice that over the holidays, their packed lunch box or any Tupperware or any kind of snacks that you're giving them, make sure that they're able to open them. And again, they will be supported with this, but it's something that can be really, it's something that can help them be independent in the playground as well. And our fourth one down, I can button and unbutton my shirt, use a zip and put on my own shoes and socks. And again, I realise how easy it can be to for quickness, to get your child ready in the morning to do it for them. But this is something we would really encourage from now until when your child starts school, for you to try and encourage them to do it on their own. Try and encourage them and prompt them and praise them when they are, putting things on themselves, even things like their shoes. If you are looking for school shoes, think about options like Velcro or slip-on shoes, because if your child can't do laces, then it would be really difficult for them each time to have school shoes with laces on them. And as well as this, perhaps have some trial runs over the holidays of putting on their uniform where they can button up their shirt themselves and practice that with them as well. And our final one there, I enjoy making marks and have practiced holding a pencil. So again, in Primary 1, the children will have lots of opportunities for this. Perhaps right now your child enjoys mark making. They may well be able to write their name. They may not be able to write their name, but that's all right as well. They may be able to form some of their letters and numbers. or they may be writing words as well. So whatever stage your child is at, we will support them in primary one to enjoy mark making and to enjoy writing, and to encourage them to hold a pencil. And little tasks you can work with them on over summer would be things like developing their fine motor control in their fingers. So to develop those muscles, things like using Play-Doh, using scissors, that type, or even threading things, can be really helpful in building on their fine motor skills as well. So, lastly, just to say thank you for listening to the advice and guidance. We're really looking forward to your child starting St Mark's in August, and we hope that you have found this useful. Please let us know if there's anything that we can do to support your child in their learning. In August marks the start of 7 years of their journey in their learning through primary school, and our job is to give them the best possible learning experience that we can. Please make sure that you check our Twitter feeds, school website, the class blogs, for any information or updates or of events which are coming up as well. And these Twitter and class blogs are a great way when your child starts school for us to share their learning with you as well, and for you to be very much part of this journey too, for you to be very much involved in their learning as well. Thank you.